Oh, I can't see my mouth. It's weird. There we go. I've uh I've been giving a lot of thought lately to roads not traveled. Just days I decided to go right instead of left. Days where I made a decision that impacted the rest of my life. And it's so funny how these moments, a lot of them are documented on this channel, which is really nice. But a lot of them, had I done something completely differently, everything would have been different. Like, this is what happens when you leave me alone with my thoughts for, 50 hours a week. So, just so you understand what I'm talking about, here are a few examples. There's a, there's a video somewhere on this page where I have started work at Joe's Crab Shack. And I decided that I hated Joe's Crab Shack. After one day of working there, here's a guy who was in dire straits, who was completely in debt to his landlord, to his light company. I still, my legal problems were done, but we had issues. And I decided on my first day of work that the job was too hard and I quit. Sounds very irresponsible, doesn't it? Like, who would do that? Who does that? But I did. And I ended up going to work at VF Outlet, and you know how all that turned out. So it is what it is. If you want to fast forward some, I was on my way home. I think I was on my way home or on my way to. Nope, nope. I was home. I was coming home from an interview at the drive-in. Now, no, I never really wanted to work at a drive-in, but I knew we needed money, and I'm walking because it's really not that far off. So I'm walking home from this interview where I was told in no uncertain terms that they weren't interested in me, but they also had concerns that everybody else who might come in might not be any better. And if that were the case, then they'd give me a call. And I just remember feeling real shitty about that. Like, really? Why would you tell me that? And on my way back, I got a call about an interview. And I could barely hear. And I was already irritated. And I was like, hey, is there any way you can email me this information? And they were like, no, would you like me to give you a call back? And I said, no, 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 it's fine. So I like stopped what I was doing and I like ducked down the street so I could hear better. And I got all the information that I needed. What's funny is that was the interview for the job I have now. Now, I wonder what would have happened if I had said, yes, please give me a call back when I can hear better or when I'm not in the position that I'm in. I wonder would she have actually have called back, or if she would have just said, "Well, there's one guy who we couldn't get through to him," or what if they had found a candidate they liked better? I was like, "Oh, I guess that really worked out because now we got this other guy instead of Harris." Or even more recently was when I got off the train and completely left all my information on the train. Envelope, just birth certificate, certificates, social security card, guard card, all that was just in this envelope. And train pulled off. I completely forgot it. Now, I debated within myself, should I go to the interview without it? What should I do? I ended up running down the street to the regional transit office and we coordinated in such a way where I could get my envelope back. Now I remember silently telling myself, whatever happens, I accept this. This was my fault. And at the time, I didn't know the interview was for the job I was getting. I thought it was just a security gig. I didn't realize it was for this. It was like, My dream job was about to slip through my fingers. But there was part of me at the time where I was like, well, you know, I'm getting a lot of calls for security gigs. I'll be fine. I'll let this one go, and something else will come up. I mean, even after I got this one, and I felt like I nailed it, and I was waiting around for a response, I was still going on other interviews. So I think I would have been fine. Things would have shaped up okay. Honestly, I feel like had I not accepted this job, I'd probably be doing loss prevention at DD's, because that's where I was headed next. I had gone on 2 interviews. I felt like everything was going to be okay there. But it wouldn't have been my dream job. It's just all the roads not taken to get here. I mean, if you want to go further back to stuff that's not even documented. Wow, these covers are fluffy. That aren't even documented on this channel. I mean, just going years back, my sister and I have always been two just completely different creatures. She was more goal oriented. Got to go to school. Got to get this education. Got to do this. Got to get the degrees. Got to get the certificates. Then I'll get the good job. And I was just more, we'll see what comes. Something will come up. I'd rather do it my own way anyway. School just wasn't for me. Even at a time where I didn't understand why I didn't have much faith in the education system, I just didn't have it. Like, I couldn't articulate it. I was just like, oh yeah, school sucks. But my sister didn't feel that way. So now, you fast forward to today, and no, let's fast forward to Sunday, because my sister and I were having a conversation about how we were different people now this past Sunday. You see, my sister now, she's a teacher. She went to school for years for it. It's all official now. She's got her own class, and it's really working out for her, and she's happy where she is, and that's great. So I asked her, I was like, hey, well, where do you stand, like, student loan wise? And she was telling me how she was enrolling in a program. Hadn't started yet. She was about to enroll in a program where if she made the minimum payment every month for the next 10 years, that they would forgive the rest of her debt. Now, she wasn't very particular as to how much it was, but when she saw it, she did mention that it looked like her rent. So basically what you're saying is that for the next decade, you'll be paying your rent and you'll be paying off this student loan. And then after 10 years of paying it off, they'll just overlook the rest. I don't care if in the period of 10 years, I would manage to pay 3/4 of it off or half of it off, and then you forgive the rest of it. The fact that for a decade I'll be paying on this is ridiculous to me. And I don't know what California versus Illinois is as far as minimum wage is concerned. California pays you pretty well. They kind of have to, because it's very expensive. So I know Illinois can't really be the best. So my sister can't be making a whole lot of money, but that's not why people get into teaching. My problem is that she busted her ass, and she'll just be getting by. I mean, it's like, and she may even have a little left over. But the fact that she'll be paying rent and bills and this student loan for a decade, it's like, wow, really? See me? I have no student loans. I've got nothing to pay back. I've got nothing looming over me that if I don't take care of it, it would ruin my livelihood. Like, so who really wins in this scenario? Who came off with the better end of the stick? Was it me, who kind of coasted through life, and I still got the wife, I still got the kid, I still got the job, I still have the career that I've always wanted? And I know it sounds weird because I'm not trying to over glorify what I do. I'm a security guard. I secure locations, but the job is easy. The pay is good. I feel respected at work. I feel respected amongst my peers. I feel respected in the community when it comes to firefighters and police officers and trained. Caution, video is taking a while. Oh wow, I've never gotten that thing before. That's weird. But the little thing just popped up and told me my recording was going for a while. Cool. See, I have a level of respect amongst my peers and other workers now that I've always wanted. I feel respected at work. I feel like what I do matters. I feel like what I do here means something and counts for something. And sure, it has its boring periods where there's just nothing going on and it's just me pacing back and forth. But there are also meaningful moments, like over this past weekend where a guy and his kid's mother got into it, and he tossed their stroller off the train, and I had to go in there and intervene to make sure that the woman and the baby didn't get hurt. There are times, it has its moments. Meanwhile, here's my sister who took the long way with the sleepless nights and the endless studying and pulling her hair out and cramming for that, the big finals. And now she's here, and even if we make about the same amount of money, the fact is we don't, because she'll be paying back more for the next decade than I will. Like, I have nobody to pay back. There's nobody I have to pump money into. Now, annually, I do have to go and make sure my guard card is up to speed. But other than that, there's nothing. So, I'm not saying that I did it right and she did it wrong. It's just saying I did it my way and I ended up where I wanted to end up. Like I said, this is what happens when you leave me alone with my own thoughts. It's just I get to thinking about roads not traveled and how there are other people in my life who was just, oh, education is the way to go. Education is the key. You should do this. You should do that. And then I also have people in my life who are just like, oh, education sucks and fuck the man, but they work in minimum wage jobs and they live at home with their parents and they're married. And what? It's like, come on, you can't be married and live with your parents. Now, it's different if something goes down and you have to go live with your in-laws or your folks for a minute to get on your feet. But to get married and say, hey, we did it, we're married and adults, and go home to your mother with no short-term plans. I don't even want to say long-term. With no short-term plans to get out of there. Like, no, I don't subscribe to that. I think that's stupid. I think that's ridiculous. But whichever road you choose to take, I think it's important that it's your own. Whichever way you travel, whether it's left or right, I think it's important that you travel the one that's best for you. And I've done that. Caution, this video is taking too long. Increased. Wow. Okay, so it's like a temperature thing. It's saying that the longer it goes, the temperature goes up. Really? It's like I didn't get that in the summer. Anyway. I'm very, very happy with the way things are. I have respect of peers at work. I have the respect of my family. And it's like, I make good money to do something that I'm good at. And at the end of the day, you can't really ask for much more. So, all things considered, everything worked out just fine. I know this video ran much longer than I wanted it to. I just felt like venting. Few production notes off to the side, and then I'll call it a day. Come first of the year, we're probably going to be changing the name of this channel. It started off in, my life in 120 seconds, but, it was easier to say then because we were trying to do 2-minute videos and we were kind of new to video blogging, especially documenting our lives. So it was like, 2 minutes is probably a nice round number. But now we've got videos that run in the hours. So I'll be changing the name of the channel. Right now, I'm really leaning towards In My Own Words. And, it could change for between then and now. Well, now and then, whatever. Also, there will probably be a .com. Oh, now my alarm went off. That's funny. Huh. So yeah, I'll probably have a .com. Not that I want this to get wildly popular. It's just we've really got something good going here, and I kind of want to keep it going. I kind of want to keep it well documented. I think I might even download all of the videos. I know that sounds like a lot, but I kind of want to download them all and shove them on like a flash drive somewhere. So if something were to ever go wrong, we'd have them. You know. But that's really it as far as production notes are concerned. I know Asia hasn't really been keeping up with her videos. It's been a hectic, stressful couple of weeks, and for me, this I don't look at it as a chore or responsibility. For me, it's like it's therapy to get stuff off my chest, and I look forward to being able to go back and look at these. So anyway, guys, that's it. Thanks for sitting and babbling with me. Thanks for letting me get stuff off my chest, and thanks for being the audience for doing that. Like, it's really cool. Like, I admitted in a video a very long time ago that I kind of hoped that this would catch on and people would be like, oh yeah, we'll follow the Harrises. But then I realized that, I'm not really interested in that. I mean, if you guys want to watch, that's cool. If you don't, that's also cool. But this is really more for me. But then I look up and like our videos are like picking up steam and people are like subscribing and you're watching. It's like, wow, you guys are like interested in my life. And I'm not gonna try to, I'm not gonna start coming out here juggling, while on a unicycle wearing a hat or anything. I'm not about to try to get overly entertaining. It's just I'm gonna continue to do what I do, and if people watch, cool. If they don't watch, that's cool too. But I wanted to knock this video out now because I won't be off work until midnight, and I don't like putting up late videos. So here I am, just kind of knocking it out early. So hey, that's it. I'm trying to get some rest before I go to work.